Now, let's see. Let's screen share. Here we go. Cool. So, make sure everything's recording, everything's going. Perfect. Okay, so welcome everybody. If you're watching this live, hi Catherine, or if you're watching the recording, this is New Year, Healthier Me. So basically, it's all the tips and tricks I've learned over the years for creating healthier habits that actually stick. So we all make New Year's resolutions, as you all know, but who actually sticks to them? Like I've made tons, I'd say, over the years, never stuck to any of them. Well, one or two up until recently. And the key is a few different things, which I'm going to talk about in this as well. So I'll just get my clicker going. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Ciara. So, I'm a wellness consultant and I've worked in natural wellness for many years now, probably about 4 or 5 years. I'm a qualified animal aromatherapist as well. I have a background working with animals for over about probably 12 years. I have a background in animal science and I've worked across a few different vets, kennels, rescues and stuff across Ireland, the US, Australia. Absolutely love animals. And I'm an intuitive Reiki practitioner as well, which is a new modality that I'm just bringing into my business too. And I'm also a natural wellness educator as well. So I runs lots of different workshops and online courses as well to help educate people on natural wellness. And those are, back there was my partner and my beautiful dog Archie, by the way. You're probably like, who are the others? So these are some of the workshops that I run. A lot of it's going to be online now from now on, just with different restrictions and stuff like that. But yeah, we have lots of fun and we love sharing like essential oils and all natural remedies and running workshops kind of based on natural wellness. So we have heaps and heaps of fun. So, goals. Okay, so year in review. So it's really good to look back on, before you set goals, on the previous year. So I always found that looking back and actually celebrating your wins. So seeing, like, 2021 was pretty crazy, we'll all admit, but there's always something to be grateful for. So something could be small, like, you might have started a new job, started a new hobby, gone somewhere new, it could be anything, but it's really nice to look back and to see how much you've grown. It makes a hell of a difference. And I'll just share with you, just while you're thinking of that, a big moment that you've maybe had last year. One of my big moments was going full time into my business. So I used to work as a disability support worker, probably for about 7 years. Absolutely loved it, but I loved that I was able to jump full time into my business. I miss my clients and all my colleagues dearly, but this is the path that I was obviously wanting to go on. So I love that I'm still helping others, but in just a completely different way. So that's something massive that I am so grateful for 2021. And yeah, it just really helps you look into the next year in a positive, kind of grateful kind of place. So tip number 2, so create achievable goals. So you're not going to run a marathon without putting in little milestones along the way, or asking yourself why. Like, why do you want to run a marathon? There has to be a reason behind it. You can't think to yourself, oh, I'll run a marathon because I want to be really fit. But why do you want to be really fit? The question is why. Like, why do you want something? And it's usually linked to a value. So you might say to yourself, I want to be able to run a marathon. And you think, why do I want to do that? Well, I want to be fit and strong. Well, why do you want to be fit and strong? Because I want to be able to play with my kids and give them a really fulfilling life, and be energetic. So really, you want to be able to spend time with your family and be able to be with them in a happy, healthy, fit kind of way. Like it depends. That's just an example, but you really want to break it down to what you value. So, for example, that person might just value really good quality family time. So when you write out your list of goals, actually look at them and think, why do I want to do this? Some can be health goals, like, I want to lose a certain amount of weight, for example, or I want to feel better, or yeah, something along those lines. Usually the ones we set are usually health goals. So that's what we're talking about in this presentation as well. And why we make them. Because I know over the years, I'm like, oh, I want to lose this much weight. I want to eat healthier. I want to do this, but I really don't know why. Like, it's just like, oh, I should do that, So it's really good to knuckle down the why and figure out your values. So for instance, my top values would be family, travel, and service. And I always try to live my life and my goals and everything kind of tailored around them, because I know those are my top kind of goals that I want to look towards. So it's really good to narrow down your values and your whys towards your goals as well. So some of your values could be camping, it could be yoga, cycling, like spending time with your pets, like who knows. But it's really nice to look into the reason behind why you love that. Like camping, it could be like to get a sense of freedom because you love the outdoors. Like knuckle into that kind of feeling that you get and you'll figure out your why. Because we know, like, say if you, again, going back to the example of running a marathon, if you're setting your alarm for 5 o'clock every morning, what's going to drive you to get out of bed to actually train for that? When it's a why, when you have your why there, it'll push you to get up. You're like, oh, I really want to be fit and strong and healthy for my kids. So that'll make you get up more than, oh, I want to run a marathon. So that why is literally the reason for everything. So it's really good to knuckle that out and try to figure out that. Reverse and engineer your goals. So setting milestones is the next tip. So reverse engineering goals. So there we have someone that wants to climb Mount Everest. I don't know why I'm thinking of all these like crazy goals, but you want to climb Mount Everest, say for example. You're not just going to go climb Mount Everest, you're going to train, you're going to climb smaller mountains. So you want to set tiny, small, achievable little steps the whole way down so you can meet your end goal the best you can. And while you're doing that, you're getting that sense of achievement and you're able to look at the smaller achievable goals and see yourself gradually getting towards that big end goal. So it does give you a sense of reward, achievement, and we need that. That's why a lot of people give up quite easily, because they might go to the gym for the first week and then be like, oh, this is too hard, I give up. Whereas if they just do little exercises in between that and know it's going to be tough for the first while and have an actual end goal. Some people don't have those end goals. They just kind of aimlessly go in and just hope for the best, So it's really good to reverse engineer those goals out and get the reason why you want to do that. Next tip is create balance. So this is my favorite tip to teach because I love balance. So if you're setting your goals and you're really, really structured in them and you're loving it, but you're also missing out on all the kind of fun side, or you're making yourself feel really guilty because you ate a block of chocolate or drank half a bottle of wine or something, that's okay. You just want to get back at it the next day. It's not a big deal. I've done this many a time for different challenges I've done, but it's creating balance. We're all human. Nobody can be healthy 100% of the time. It's just not possible. But yeah, it's being okay with that balance is the main thing. And knowing that you're human. You want to create a life of balance. There's nothing wrong with it. And you want to avoid that shame or guilt or something if you slip up during something. It's not even a slip up. You should actually create those little bits of balance throughout your life or throughout the year. Whether you're doing a small challenge and you want to meet that by June, or you're doing a big goal and you want to meet that by December, have tons and tons of fun in between, because what's the point otherwise? And next tip is regularly check in. Sorry, I'm flying through these, but I just wanted to get through it in like half an hour, but I'll leave some time at the end for like questions and stuff. Regular check-ins. So it's really good to look back at how your week's gone or how your day's gone, to just check in, because you might feel like, oh, it's gone so crappy, or I didn't achieve this and that. But when you sit down in the present moment and actually write down everything maybe you've gone through or your little achievements during the day, it's really, really powerful. Like you look back and we're like, oh, that was actually an amazing day, or oh, that was actually a bit of a tough day, but then I had something positive happen. It really, really helps kind of just keep you on track. And it's also a way to kind of vent. Like I used to just love journaling, and I'll be like just going crazy and like venting for a while, but you do actually feel really good after it. So it's a really good thing to do. And I always tie in nightly brain dumping with that. So brain dumping is basically, it's an exercise I do nearly every night. I don't know about you, but sometimes I find it very hard to switch off at night. So by writing down all the kind of thoughts and things that are going through my head, it's putting pen to paper, and it's actually putting down, it's getting everything out of your head, first of all. But say if you've any tasks to do the next day, or you're thinking about, oh, I must remember to do that. You don't have to remember, it's on paper. So your brain can actually just pull everything out, put it on paper, and you don't have to touch it for the night. It's put aside and you can worry about it the next day. So that's a really good exercise for those that struggle to sleep at night, especially. Daily gratitude. So I don't necessarily write this down every day, but I do try to be grateful for at least one thing every day. You know, I live in Perth, so it's obviously quite easy because we have amazing weather and stuff. But sometimes, you know, when you're in just one of those bad moods, you just can't see anything you're grateful for. But it's really good to pick out, even if it's the smallest thing. It's so, so powerful, and I highly recommend it. Just even just starting like, yeah, once a day gratitude, and then you can move into journaling or brain dumping. Do whatever works for you as well. There's no right or wrong behind any of this. Yes. So how do you feel? So, and how do you want to feel? So we all go through those times where we're like absolutely exhausted. Over the past 2 years, most of my clients have said to me they're just lacking energy. Like it's got to do with obviously the stress that's going on and just different things. And the world's very tough to cope with at the moment. So we're obviously going to just feel exhausted. And we always want to feel energized and free and happy and all of those great things. So how do we get there? Like sometimes it's so overwhelming and you don't really know where to go. So we have to be realistic about this. So our body is exposed to pollution, stress, fatigue, all these different things of just modern Western society reality. And what's quite interesting is when I first started looking into natural wellness, I was actually shocked at how much chemicals are exposed to on a daily basis. So, for example, before a female leaves the house in the morning, this is just your standard female, they'll go for a shower, use their skincare, put on some deodorant, and that's even just before they leave the bathroom. There can be over 400 different chemicals that we're exposed to. So that can be from the shower gel that we use, the skincare that we use, the perfume that we spray on ourselves, the aerosol sprays that we use. And yeah, that's before we've even left the house. But I just want to let you know, it's very hard to be, you never hear of someone saying no tox, it's always low tox, because we're going to be exposed to toxins anyway. But my whole strategy around it is to try and minimalize that for my clients and customers, and to try help them just minimize it in their life and help with those hormone imbalances, you know, skin issues, all these different things that these massive amounts of chemicals that we're exposed to all the time can have an effect on our body. So simple and easy solutions. So some of these can be, to fix this, what can we do? Are some really good supplements. So There are a lot of synthetic supplements that you can get in the chemist. So it's just good to be really mindful. I tend to gravitate towards more that are in health shops, purely because they're the closest to natural form. Sometimes you can get supplements that are just full of synthetics, and yeah, it's not, there's very minimal amount of actual kind of benefit in them, if that makes sense. Low tox swaps in the home, emotional support, natural skincare, natural pet care. So these are all the things that we can minimize on and bring it down to being low tox and quite easily as well. So yeah, just a little bit more about just disease in the body. Disease, so inflammation starts here. It brings out symptoms of like fatigue, aging, that kind of thing. That creates stress in the body, creates inflammation, and it's just this vicious circle of dis-ease. That's all it is. It's just dis-ease in the body. The body's holding tons of toxins, and we're not able to release it if we're not kind of giving our body a break. So, and then some of the poor choices can affect this as well. So, and cause like weakened immune system, poor physical, emotional, spiritual health, fatigue, mood imbalances, inflammation, and so many more different things. And our system overload. Yeah, as I explained before, there's tons of things that we're exposed to on a daily basis that can cause extreme stress in our body. So these are some of the supplements that I use. They're from a brand called Doterra, which I massively advocate for. I absolutely love them, and it's because they're the purest form. Like, so it gives you all the multivitamins that you need in 3 different capsules, and yeah, basically gives your body all it needs. Since I've started using them, my skin, I used to get really bad acne around my chin, so that was all just hormonal issues, and that's completely balanced out. I do have customers that have gotten way more energy since they've started using them. They sleep better, and yeah, they're just feeling so good. And it's mainly because there's about 12 servings of fruit and vegetables in them as well. So LLV, long life vitality, is what they're called, and I highly recommend them if you are looking for a supplement. Yes, so what else do we need? So how do we bring in low tox into our life if we have, yeah, basically we obviously can't do that just with supplements. So how I do that is essential oils. Absolutely love them. I swear by them. I've probably been using them about 5-6 years, and I've gradually spent that time just gradually swapping out different things here and there. There are still some chemicals in my house, but we've gotten everything down to a very, very minimal amount as well. So I know when I clean the floors, I'm not using any toxic chemicals that can go through my dog's feet. And when my friends' kids come around, they can run around without having like bleach or anything like that absorbed into their body. We're using all natural stuff on the counters, and beautiful essential oils just diffusing in the air and stuff. And yeah, and the reason I love Doterra as well is just because they're such an amazing value-based company. They work directly with the farmers and source all their essential oils where their plants grow natively. So for example, lavender, they don't source it from Australia, they source it from France and Bulgaria because that's where it grows natively. So another reason why I absolutely love them, but their oils are extremely pure. And yeah, I can't talk about any other brand because I'm not too sure. I've only ever used Doterra, but absolutely love them. And I've had such a great experience with them and the company as well. So essential oils are basically concentrated bottles of plants. So you need very little amount when you start to use it, and they absorb in through our cells as well. So they work with our body on a cellular level. And as I always say, like all living things, our cells respond best to what's natural. You know, it recognizes it, and that's why we're so gravitated towards nature, and fruit and veg is so good for us, and all the whole foods are so good for us because our bodies just naturally recognize it. So essential oils are a big part in how I've created natural skincare, pet care, cleaning, all of those things, natural laundry, literally everything, pain relief, sleeping blends, everything. So the reason I'm just sharing a lot about the oils as well, there's 20% off starter packs this month. So whether you're wanting to, the doTERRA only tend to do this probably once a year as well. So I just want to get it out there. I was like, get them while the percentage is down. So they do tailor packs to suit immune support, sleep and stress, overall support, emotional support, pain support, and yeah, they're just amazing. So some come with diffusers, some don't. It just depends what suits you and your family's needs. So with every starter pack, you actually get a year wholesale membership. So you get a doTERRA wholesale membership. So that's 25% off retail as well, on top of that 20% that you've just received from the starter pack. So yeah, they're amazing blends and can tailor loads of different areas of your life. From stress relief, in my last job, I used to use that peace roller. It just comes in the sleep and stress pack, heaps and heaps, and that's really helped. It works. It works systematically through your body, and it helps calm your nervous system when you're using a lot of those calming blends as well. It's really good for, there's some blends that are really good for uplifting the mood, helping with hormones, motivation, energy when you're feeling really fatigued, and pain relief as well. So if one of your goals is to get fit again this year, the ice blue blend is amazing. It's so good for the muscle pain. So I always apply it before and after exercise. Works so amazingly, absolutely love it. But what I can do is, if you want to learn a little bit more about the essential oils, you can book a free wellness call with me, and we can dive into all the different benefits and the ways to use them and how they actually work as well. And just to be extra generous, and because I'm launching my distant Reiki this month, I want to throw out a Healthy Habits Kickstarter bundle for you as well. So this is just available for everyone in Australia and New Zealand only. But it includes 20% off the essential oil starter packs, a free welcome pack from me, which includes some books, recipe sheets, oil accessories, and lots of little things that you can use to make your own blends. Includes a free distant Reiki session, which is an hour-long session valued at $95. You get free access to my online dog essential oil course as well. If you don't have a dog, you can gift it to a friend, and that's no problem. It just shows you how to use them if you do have a dog in the house, and how to use them safely. And then access to our free Facebook support groups, and then free lifetime access to me and my team as well. So if this is something you're interested in, I'll pop my link in the comments for those of you on the call, and I will send out those of the registered. Obviously, if you're watching this recorded, I'll have a little link in there as well, so you can book a session. I do have some available spots tomorrow and a few next week, but we're hopefully going camping at the end of that next week, and the offer obviously finishes on the 31st of January. So if you do want to book a call, feel free to book it for tomorrow, or I think next Tuesday. I've got a few time slots as well. Yes, so let's just recap. So the secret to growth and hitting goals and healthier habits, I always try to remember this as the 3 C's. So clarity. So be honest with where you're at. So looking back on the previous year and being grateful for your biggest achievement that year. It's such a great exercise, and it's really good then to, as I said, bring you into this year and into a state of presence and gratitude to be able to actually start out all your goals for this year. And second is to know why you want to achieve the goals. So dive deeper into the why. Keep asking yourself why until you've nutted out that deep wanting, can't use my words today, that deep need to want to achieve that goal. Second is commitment. So set small, achievable milestones. So if you want to, as I said earlier, run a marathon, set lots of little fun runs in between. So maybe a 5K, a 10K, build it up as you go on throughout the year to be able to do that. And when you do that, you have a sense of achievement. You are celebrating those little wins, and it's keeping you on track to actually achieve those goals. Regular check-ins, so journaling, gratitude, brain dumping, love brain dumping, best thing ever. And third is consistency. So create small changes in your life, make low tox swaps, and prioritize your self-care and create balance. It's all about the balance. And most importantly, asking, my dog's just come in, reaching out and asking for support. So that can be anybody, it doesn't have to be me, but you will always achieve a goal way faster when you've got a community and people around you supporting you and inspiring you on that as well. So I'm just going to put my doggy in. Okay, I'm back. And another thing I always say just for asking for support. So someone like Serena Williams, she didn't just say, nah, don't need a coach. I'm going to become the best tennis player in the world without that. But sometimes we do need, obviously, support. And she's obviously got tons of coaches that have helped her get to where she is in life. So that's just an example of someone that obviously is going to need support. So again, that doesn't have to be me, but do reach out and try to find a community if you want to achieve your goals this year. So that is everything, and I will just stop the recording now, but thank you so much for watching. And if you want to reach out to me, I'll leave the link in there, and I will send you out these slides as well so you can refer back to them. And yeah, hopefully see you soon, and I hope you all have a better understanding of how to achieve goals and create healthier habits for 2022. And how do I stop recording? Stop sharing first of all.